Christmas Eve 1941. A tall, imposing figure materialized from the darkness, infiltrating a heavily guarded Italian airstrip at Temet, Libya. Lieutenant Robert Blair Mayne, better known as Paddy, led a small, deadly band of British Special Air Service soldiers. Their mission wasn't festive, but destructive. 2 weeks earlier, Paddy and his men had devastated this very target, destroying 24 aircraft and ruthlessly eliminating enemy soldiers. Humiliated, the Italians had doubled their guard. But Paddy was a force to be reckoned with. He skillfully navigated his team past the increased security, the enemy lulled into a false sense of safety by the holiday season. Unseen, they methodically planted explosives on each aircraft, targeting a precise spot above the fuel tanks. Their mission was almost complete when the silence shattered. The first bomb detonated, flames erupting into the night sky. The Italians, jolted from their complacency, desperately searched the chaos, and that's when they saw them. This confrontation would change everything, forcing Paddy Mayne and his team to face the full wrath of their enraged enemy. Paddy Mayne was a force to be reckoned with. His journey from a small town in Northern Ireland to the battlefields of World War II was nothing short of extraordinary. Born in Newtownards, County Down in 1915, he possessed a natural athleticism that shone through his love of sports, particularly rugby. A skilled player with a natural thirst for competition, he wasn't afraid to push boundaries, a trait that would come to define his military career. Despite a promising future in both law and sports, Paddy felt a pull towards military service as tensions in Europe escalated. In 1939, before the outbreak of war, he joined the Supplementary Reserve, receiving a commission in the Royal Artillery. A year later, he was serving with the Royal Ulster Rifles, earning recognition for his tactical brilliance and unwavering courage. Drawn to the elite world of special operations, he volunteered for the Commandos and joined No. 11 Scottish Commando. In 1941, Paddy found himself fighting against Vichy French forces in Syria. During the bloody Battle of the Litany River, he displayed exceptional valor, capturing numerous prisoners and key objectives. Yet his hot-headed nature sometimes landed him in trouble, with reports suggesting he was even jailed temporarily for striking his commanding officer, Lieutenant Colonel Geoffrey Charles Tasker Keyes. Ironically, it may have been this audacious act that caught the attention of those forming the Special Air Service, or SAS. In those early, chaotic days, the SAS needed strong leaders, and Paddy possessed both the courage and strategic thinking they desperately sought. His daring raids and innovative use of military jeeps showcased the potential of small, highly skilled units behind enemy lines. Paddy Mayne wasn't just a brilliant soldier, but a visionary who shaped the very essence of the SAS. Paddy Mayne's exploits in North Africa were the stuff of legends. Unlike traditional frontal assaults, Mayne specialized in audacious raids that sowed chaos behind enemy lines, particularly by destroying their aircraft on the ground. One such mission on Christmas Eve 1941 cemented his reputation for daring. Paddy led a small, elite team of SAS commandos on a daring mission. Their target was an Italian airstrip at Temet, strategically located midway between the Axis strongholds of Tripoli and Benghazi. This wasn't their first visit. 2 weeks earlier, Paddy and his men had devastated the same airfield, destroying 24 enemy aircraft and ruthlessly eliminating any opposition they encountered. Surely, the Italians would be on high alert. Their security drastically increased. But Paddy wasn't one to back down from a challenge. Under the cover of darkness, he expertly navigated his men through the desert. Paddy and his commandos inched closer, meticulously avoiding detection. Finally, they breached the airfield's perimeter. Yet the Italians remained complacent, lured into a false sense of security by the festive season. His men moved like shadows, silently attaching explosives to each aircraft. Their target was precise: the fuel tanks, a single timed strike designed to inflict maximum devastation. As they worked, the silence shattered. The first bomb exploded, a blinding flash that ripped through the desert sky. Chaos erupted. Disoriented Italian soldiers stumbled into the night. In the flickering light of burning aircraft, they finally spotted the shadowy figures responsible. It was in that moment of confrontation that Paddy, with characteristic wit, replied, "Front," deceiving his startled enemy. A desperate firefight ensued, but using the confusion to their advantage, Paddy and his men vanished into the darkness as quickly as they appeared, leaving behind a trail of burning wreckage. They had achieved their objective, crippling the enemy's air capabilities once again. Back at their base in Kabrit, Egypt, the SAS raiders reveled in their victory. There were tales of the audacious Christmas Eve raid becoming the stuff of legend. These audacious raids were just the beginning. Mayne saw the potential of using highly mobile, well-equipped units to disrupt the enemy behind their lines. When his men found themselves armed with a convoy of Willie's jeeps, Paddy had a brilliant idea. Transform these vehicles into potent mobile weapons platforms. The jeeps, equipped with firepower, proved devastating in desert warfare. During one raid in July 1942, 18 of these jeeps attacked an airfield, destroying or damaging 30 Axis aircraft. This success propelled Mayne to higher command within the SAS, culminating in his promotion to major. As the war progressed, Mayne and his forces hunted the retreating Axis forces across Libya, harrying them mercilessly. Paddy Mayne's star was rising, but so were tensions within the SAS. While brilliant in the field, he and the unit's founder, David Sterling, clashed. Sterling was ambitious and charismatic, but often lacked tactical prowess. A fateful turn of events saw Sterling captured in Tunisia in 1943. This marked a changing of the guard within the SAS. Paddy Mayne, with his proven combat leadership and tactical genius, was promoted to commanding officer. Mayne quickly reorganized the SAS, instilling a fierce competitive spirit within the unit while emphasizing disciplined training. Under his leadership, the SAS moved to Sicily to support the Allied invasion in July 1943. Their mission was a vital one: eliminate a battery of powerful coastal guns at Cape Muro de Porco. This success paved the way for the main invasion fleet. Yet unknown to the SAS, another gun battery lay hidden, and its surprise attack sent Mayne and his men racing into the fray. Eliminating enemy positions with resolute determination, the SAS secured yet another vital objective. Mayne's gallantry earned him further recognition and praise. His unwavering courage extended beyond the beaches of Sicily. In the fierce fight for mainland Italy, Paddy repeatedly led from the front. At Bagnara, he landed on the wrong beach and calmly adjusted his plans. His men secured a vital bridge and fought off a German counterattack in the town's narrow streets. The war ended with Mayne and his SAS deep within Germany. In a daring rescue mission, he personally braved heavy enemy fire to save his men. This act of heroism resulted in a recommendation for the Victoria Cross, an honor that ultimately eluded him. While Paddy Mayne thrived in the intensity of war, the transition to civilian life proved far more difficult. In 1945, seeking a new challenge, he joined the Falkland Islands Dependency Survey as deputy expedition leader. The icy landscapes of Antarctica were a world away from the desert battlefields. Upon his return to his hometown of Newtownards, he became a solicitor and eventually the secretary to the Law Society of Northern Ireland. Yet a crippling back injury plagued him, preventing him from enjoying even the simple pleasure of watching his beloved rugby matches. Rarely did he speak of his wartime exploits, the weight of his experiences a silent burden. On a fateful night in December 1955, Paddy attended a meeting of the Friendship Lodge in Newtownards. After sharing drinks with a friend in nearby Bangor, he began the late-night drive home. But tragedy struck. His car collided with a farmer's vehicle on Mill Street, and Paddy's extraordinary life was cut short. News of his death sent shockwaves through the community. Hundreds gathered for his funeral, paying their respects to the fallen hero. He was laid to rest in the old Movilla Abbey graveyard, forever etched in the town's history. In the years that followed, Newtownards honored Paddy's memory. A road was named in his honor, and in 1997, a statue was erected in front of the town hall, a permanent testament to his bravery and service. The story of Paddy Mayne is a complex one. A fearsome warrior and a brilliant tactician, he was also a troubled man haunted by the realities of war. His legacy, forever intertwined with the elite SAS, is one of extraordinary courage, unwavering determination, and the relentless pursuit of victory. If you enjoyed this exploration of Paddy Mayne's life, please like and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to ring the notification bell so you don't miss any of our history content.